Hello friends, we are here today to have a module in our RPIT program on the Swayam platform by a Savitribai Phule Pune University in Service Education program of a higher education in service faculties. In this program, today we will have a module on internationalization of higher education. And friends, we are very lucky today. We have under a internationalization program two professors from University of Southeastern University, Norway. They are visiting us and I welcome them. First, Professor Esmund Mas.
Namaste.
And then Professor Walter Robert Lehman.
Namaste.
So welcome you both in this session. We will discuss about the internationalization of higher education. As in 21st century, the internationalization is taking place because the world become a small village due to the technology, and communication become very easy one, and due to that the exchange of ideas, exchange of curriculum, exchange of students, not physically, also the physically, it's very simply possible now, and higher education cannot be away from this. It impact the higher education, especially Indian higher education impacted due to the internationalization of higher education. It improves the quality of higher education. Also when the time comes for the reform in higher education, the internationalization takes place a very important role, because sharing the experiences of a reform of a other international universities, we get it the knowledge from it, and according to that the success stories and the failure stories, and we design and reform in the higher education of India. Today we have our guest and we will know from them how the internationalization taking place in European University, one of the leading university in European of Norway. The points we will discuss in this session, in this module. The first, what are the policies regarding the internationalization of higher education in each university? It may be in an Indian university or a European university. And then we will have a exchange mobility of student and staff, how it is benefited to both and how it is practiced actually. Then we know that every country has its own language, and student having mother tongue, their own mother tongue, and they interact very easily with their mother tongue. But every country cannot understand the other country's mother tongue and national language. That is why we have to support them in a language. It's a common language, it may be English or any other language which they can understood very easily. Their communication become easy. Also in internationalization of higher education, the curriculum exchange and helps us to enrich the curriculum of each university, to design the new curricula, new areas in the new curricula according to the market need or society need. And then the global impact research can be handled through the internationalization. Cross-national research collaboration always succeed, and just now the knowledge creation, also application of the knowledge to create a wealth is taking place through the experiences, through the internationalization, through the global research. Also the two countries can have a inter-cross research, international connections and collaborations with not only in a exchange of curriculum, exchange of student, exchange of staff, to have a research and curriculum exchange, but also the cultural exchange also taken place through the internationalization of higher education. So how to facilitate it? Then each university has its own infrastructure, right from international student centers, and through that there are so many schemes. Very famous schemes from the Europe is the Erasmus schemes, and like that there are. We will try to know from our guest faculties from the European University, especially from the Northeast University from Norway. Sir, I will ask first to contribute in this line to Professor Asman regarding the which policies university highlights of the university, which will our teachers will know that the policies for the internationalization are so and so, and they can design their policy, they can reform their policy, or they can make a new policies from there. Please elaborate on this.
Thank you. Internationalization is very important in Norway and in Europe and at the USN, the University of Southeastern Norway. And there are policies which should make sure that internationalization is also happening. So the mobility of students, for instance, every student should be given the possibility. And also in research, it's also a goal that there will be quite a few international research projects going on. And I think the sustainable development and sustainable education is one of the reasons why there is internationalization.
True.
So these are some aspects which is included in the internationalization policy.
Professor Walter, you had experience of different European universities. So, what is your opinion regarding the internationalization of higher education, especially on the policy and how the both universities or countries are and society is benefiting from this?
I myself had the benefit of studying in 3 different countries.
Great.
Germany to begin with, America later, and even later Norway. And already then it became obvious to me that making these international experiences
really great,
intellectually extremely stimulating. For the simple reason that not only do you get acquainted with another country, another culture, another way of solving familiar or unfamiliar problems, it also widens your perspectives on your own country. Whenever you learn something about somebody else, this is both on the personal level and on a cultural level, you learn something about where you come from yourself, which you didn't realize all the time you were surrounded by it, for the simple reason that we don't notice things that are there all the time. So today, when we have exchange programs and collaborations between our university and the university here, I can already see that both with respect to research questions we are trying to tackle, but also with respect to the students that are here currently, and hopefully there will be Indian students coming to our university in the years to come, it's an extremely valuable experience. It's a life with lifelong consequences. Students are enthusiastic not only about the things they have learned, but also things that have touched them, that they have experienced, that have reached their heart, not just their heads. It's absolutely something that I would recommend to anybody who has a chance to do it.
So, from your reflection of both, I feel that this is a win-win approach. Both universities are getting, both faculties are getting benefit, and also the students are getting benefit, and overall higher education is benefited through the internationalization. So we both, including me and you also both supporting to have more and more internationalization among the universities. It will really enhance the higher education quality, and due to that the society and the globe will benefit through it. So, what are the actually challenges, as we know that the in the internationalization of higher education, the mobility and exchange of students and staff is one of the major aspect. In that, what are the challenges your university is facing regarding this?
Regarding mobility of students and staff, it's of course not always that easy to fit into the programs in Norway. What courses to take in India, for instance, how to fit this into the study programs. That could be one obstacle.
Yeah.
because the programs are different in different places.
Then they have to mutually know the what program they are running, what program actually home university the student is taking, and then which will be for award the degree at a home university or registered university, which interested subjects whether the exchanging students is university is offering to the student, that is also important, and we have to match it then this. So matching it and knowing it and making the students interesting that you can't study this subject, but when you will go there you will learn this. Such like that the your university student are just now with us with Savitribai Phule Pune University, and they are too much taking interest into learning the yoga.
Yeah, exactly.
And it cannot be in any European university as such experts and curricula and established yoga courses in Savitribai Phule Pune University, and they are taking the benefit. So this type of benefits is there due to the exchange of the student. Another fear in the student is that the cultural shock, because the European culture is different, the Asian culture is different, but how you, Walter, manage the student to having a idea about you are going to a different culture and how their mindset to be pre-ready to exchange, to stay in a strange country or a new country.
Well, I have an anthropology background, so
Yeah.
that's basically what I'm interested
That is why
in.
specially I ask you to have your
Exactly.
opinion on this.
So what we are trying to do, and what we have done to some extent already, is give students at least rudimentary background information, cultural background information,
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
among other things, social customs,
Yeah,
that they meet in their host country.
yeah,
But what I think would be extremely valuable, and we have not started with that yet to a sufficient degree,
yeah.
but we should invite students who have been here.
Oh,
Like now we have 2 Norwegian students here.
yeah.
So the next Norwegian students who will come
Yeah.
will have meetings with the 2 students who have
Excellent,
been
excellent. They can share their experiences
Exactly.
in a peer way, in an
Yes.
understanding way, because the counselor can say a lot of theoretical part,
Right.
but the students who had experienced the Indian context, they can directly interact with the new student coming to India,
Yes.
and due to that they will really understood the context of Indian university. They here, as you said, that customs, so social customs, as you said, then weather, food, the people's attitude, like that thing they can share, and they will be ready mindly to exchange and come to India. Like that, in each cases, in mobility, this mind preparation of a student is very important. Unless there will be a cultural shock to them, and instead of learning concentration, and they will have to take efforts to adjust with the new society, and it become a problem. So to overcome this idea of the previously exchanged student can share their experiences with the new coming students, that's a good idea. Thank you for that.
That suggests also that the more mobility you already have, the easier it gets to continue with mobility.
Yeah. And Asman, how the language barriers, because the language is a different, and then they are coming in a different country, their language. Regarding that, our university is taking efforts like that. We have some capsule courses of having a basic English, because we have around 84 country student here on the campus, and they are from Middle East, they are from Europe, they are from South America, they are from Africa, they are from East Asia, and they does not have all are not having a excellent in English and communication. So we have a short courses here to overcome the language problem, and we support them to have at least communication to English, and also in the classroom how they can understood the lectures and interaction in the academic interaction, it will become easy to them. What your experience is there regarding that? What your university is taking place? Some other European or any Asian university or American university students comes to Norway. How you handle this?
Actually, in Norway, you have to prepare before you go, in case you do courses in English.
Excellent.
So you have to do a language.
At home
test.
university, you give the courses.
Yeah, you give the courses.
Yeah.
So that is, and of course, not so many exchange students will study in the Norwegian language, but it's usually possible to do some language courses along the way, or during your studies. You can do some extra courses learning Norwegian language. So that's one way. And maybe I can also mention that the Norwegian students who are here right now, before they went here, they joined a webinar online in the spring, where we interacted with the professors from Savitribai Pune University, and then they got to know more about what language is there, what accent is typical for Norway and what is typical also for India, you know. So they got used to a little bit of the language they will face when they get here.
That means your point is that not only English as a communication, but also in that the accent of Asian people, accent of the European people, they are different, and when they interact before coming here through webinar, they are little bit familiar with the accent, and they can become able to communicate and understood it very well. That one point is very nice, that they should interact with them by a technology way, so that they will be familiar with the communication language and